everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everyone, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 484. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
I am Mako-chan.
And I'm your friendly neighborhood ghost, Ichigo Gami.
I like the sound of that. Let me go get my proton pack real quick.
Okay, Casper.
Oh, God. You came in a little bit loud there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have it set to what I normally have it set to. I'm not sure why it came
Okay,
across
that's better.
Probably, I don't know what... I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'll turn it down just a little bit.
No, don't turn it down. I think you need to get a little bit closer to the mic, but other than that, you're golden.
I will adjust it later. It is hard set into where it is.
That's fine by me. I'm perfectly okay with that. So, anywho, besides the little audio floof, because I forgot to check the audio settings, but other than that, how is everybody doing tonight? I can kind of feel that. I kind of sort of do. So, you know, hey. Oh, man. We are live tonight, week of February 9th, 2021, right here on Twitch TV. You can find us here every Tuesday from 9:30 to 11 here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. And don't forget, we're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network, so you can also find us there, Twitch TV/VOG Network. We're proud affiliates of the Voice of Geeks Network. If you want to know more about them, check them out at vognetwork.com. And while you're there, don't forget to come by our Discord. We're part of the VOG Network, as previously mentioned. vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the VOG Network has its own little channel, so come by, hang out, have fun. It's all good in the hood. So we got so much to talk. We got so much to talk about. There's a lot of stuff that's been happening over the last week or so. So I guess we should kind of get down to the nitty gritty here with how was your week? How was your day? Ari, kick things off.
It was mostly just work-related stuff. I had to work Sunday, which was the Super Bowl, but you know, all the offices have little TVs in them, so it wasn't that big a deal. But then again, I had zero emotional investment in the Super Bowl.
I kind of sort of did, but at the same time I didn't. And from my understanding, I didn't miss much, so I was like, okay, good.
Yeah, it's like it was just a bad Super Bowl, you know, uninteresting. You know, Super Bowl halftime show was meh.
Oh, I enjoyed those memes.
It's, you know, just been work stuff mostly. I ordered and sent Mako's gift, and like I think I ordered it one day and it got sent out like 2 days later. I'm just waiting for her to receive it.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because they do sometimes, they'll mark something as delivered the day before they actually deliver it, because they have their own quotas and efficiency numbers and everything. So I'm hoping that it will be delivered tomorrow. But if not, I will let you know.
Plus, you know, I just ordered a bunch of things for myself off Amazon, but I'm like, okay, we're not going to go through what I did with Ranma again, so I just say, okay, there's this Amazon locker near me, deliver it there.
I think during the holidays, I'm just going to start telling people, here's an Amazon locker. Just put it there for the time being. But other than that, you know, everything that comes outside the holidays, everything is basically fair game. Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day?
My week was actually pretty nice. I gave myself a week of, you know, basically downtime for my birthday. Friday I worked from home. Saturday was my birthday, so I went to go hang out with my mother. Sunday was Super Bowl, so basically just, you know, getting up and eating. Yesterday I lounged around in my room. Today I basically lounged around in my room until I went to the eye doctor, which is why we have Snowball on here as a tiny little light because my eyes are still dilated and it kind of hurts.
Oops.
Yeah, so that is why I needed something that I did not have to have my lamp on for.
The drops.
Yeah. They do have a scanner, but that was either broken or being used. I don't quite know. So we went with the drops, and yeah, eye dilation, fun time. But yeah, I mean, other than that, just I have my second vaccine injection on Thursday. Friday, I work from home just in case I get sick. And tomorrow is my last work at home day for Wednesdays. After that, I will be in the office my normal time on Wednesdays, which will be a hell of a wake up call after not having to do that in so long after a show. And I go to get a tattoo tomorrow.
Jesus!
Yeah.
Let me guess. You're expanding on your evolution one.
Yes. Tomorrow I go and get the last of the quote unquote newer evolutions. And then all I will have are the 4 original. And I'm going to talk to him tomorrow when I go in to figure out where exactly everything needs to be placed so that they all go on my leg correctly. And find out if he's going to do all 4 of the next one in one shot or if he's going to break them up into 2 sessions. That I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because
I'll eventually get something to balance out this here for the symmetry.
Yeah, once all my evolutions are on there, he's actually gonna go in and do the background. So it will eventually turn into a full leg piece.
That's nice.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that.
And we do have some congratulations coming in the chat with Seattle Beery and TheoX75 saying both happy belated birthday, Mako-chan, happy womb ejection day, Mako, and yes, congratulations, happy belated birthday, and I hope that your tattoo is successful, be it one, I guess, shot or 2. No pun intended.
Well, thank you very much. I'm hoping that, once everything calms down a little bit, that maybe in spring I can do some sort of unbirthday party since it'll be warmer and I can have everybody out on the deck. But it felt very weird not to actually have a friend's birthday party. I like to throw a party for my birthday just to get everybody gathered basically. It's
Right.
usually one of the first things that's done in the year because my birthday's so early. So I figure, after the holidays, it's nice to, hang out with everybody and get together. So it felt very, very weird not to be able to do that this year. So I'm putting it off, but I don't want to put it off too far. So I'm hoping, maybe the numbers will go down for, end of April, beginning of May, at least a little bit, at least.
I mean, I'll say this. I never had a lot of birthdays, so not having a birthday party on my... Oddly enough, doesn't bother me at all. It's like, oh, okay, it's just another day. I've gotten used to, like, you know what, maybe I should get that day off or the next day off, but,
Yeah, as I said, I like hanging
off.
out with everybody. So, if I'm able to have a party, it's I don't expect gifts or anything like that. I just I want to be able to hang out with everybody.
Good, because we all broke.
Yeah, I'm not taking a day off for my birthday. First time I've done that in a long time. Mostly because I already have a personal day for my own second dose later this week. I have time off, but I want to save it for something super serious. You know what I mean?
Super serious.
I took yesterday off. I took today off, mainly because I really didn't take any time off last year because of everything going on. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to take 2 days off. I still have over a week of PT left, and every paycheck that I get, basically every 2 weeks, I get another 4 hours. So, I'm gonna have those 16 hours back very quickly.
Sounds about right. Ichigo, how was your week? How was your day?
It's going okay. I've been working really hard again, streaming. It's weird how it's become sort of a lifestyle thing. I don't know. But today we had another successful stream, and it went well, and everybody had fun, and so that was really important. And we worked on a Victorian 1890s vest, or waistcoat, as they're called, to work on a cosplay. So that's been interesting. Yeah, other than that, it's really just been like low key and just trying to exist, I guess.
No, I totally get the whole existing part, you know. I get that. So, my weekend day has been the same as it's always been, you know, except that I actually did more shoveling, and I went out and bought a big old 25-pound bag of rock salt, and thinking according to the weather, we're going to get hit with like up to 12 inches of snow, so...
Yay, more snow!
And I'm one of those, I love the snow, I enjoy it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of shoveling it, which is what comes with the territory, but I honestly don't mind shoveling. But I think we got like a total of like a half inch, and I'm just like, well, damn. At least I know for next time if it snows, I have like 23 pounds of rock salt sitting here that I can use. So that was.
Well, you'll be able to use it this weekend.
So I heard. I'm like, okay, and to be
Yeah.
and you're talking to somebody who's become basically a homebody. Where am I going? I'm not going anywhere anymore, so I honestly don't mind, you know? As long as I don't slip and slide on Tuesdays when I go up for my foraging. Other than that, it's absolutely fair game, so, you know.
I think it was a piece of rock salt that put a crack in my windshield.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I gotta wait for Progressive to call me back and see when I can get it fixed.
Forget calling Progressive. Call Safelite. Call those people. Let them deal with it.
Safelite is who Progressive's getting in contact with. Because you know, if I called it myself, it's like $200+ to get it repaired, and I get it, I make an insurance claim, and they're like, yeah, it won't cost you anything, and hopefully my rates won't spike.
That's good.
It's like the first thing that's happened since I've gotten the insurance.
Gotcha. Oh, and one thing, I did buy a new heater. This one is a lot more quieter. Y'all have never heard my heater, even though it's right behind my chair. But the old one, it sounded like a North Korean rocket just shooting off. So I went out and got a new one, which is a lot more quieter, and my apartment is just as warm. Plus, there's a remote, so now I don't have to get out of bed to unplug it to shut it off. Just lean over, and that's it. Plus, there is a timer, so I decided I'm going to let it run for an hour after I go to bed, and just like, whatever. Because getting up in the morning and running over, or in my case, just walking over, dealing with the coldness to plug it in, is a pain in the arse. So, you know. And that's basically has been it. Housekeeping, as of right now, our little sideshow project with Me and Under the Pale is on hiatus. I have no clue on when that is coming back, so once it does, we will let you all know. And see, and I do believe a certain member of the team just leveled up over the weekend.
So no. You see, Ranma has this thing because I do always have parties. I get birthday punches from Ranma.
Yep.
So because I could not be there, or because he could not be here, because I didn't really have a party, he sent me virtual punches.
Yep.
I got the
Virtual?
same. Yes, I got the same picture. And I just have to. I have to go into this. So I got the same picture like 38 times. Over and over and over and over and over again.
That sounds exhausting.
As Beery asks, what are Hawaiian punches? No, not this time.
No, Ronma,
What are
you
they
want
gonna
to
do with-
pop up the picture of the punches that I got over the weekend?
Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, yeah, yes, indeed. I
Yeah.
could definitely do this. All right, copy image link. Let's see. Is it Medias? I'm trying to see which one. I have like a little layover that I use, for that type of stuff. So, I could
It
use.
would probably be a browser input if it's browser. If it's coming from your computer, it's media.
There we go. It ain't much, but
I got that picture 39 times. So yeah, I knew exactly what it was when he started sending them too, and was laughing my ass off.
There we go.
Because, obviously this is something that I expected. And yeah, so I still got my birthday punches. I have been warned basically that the first time that we do meet up, that I will get them in real life. So yeah, so yay for best friends beating on you
Yup.
for your birthday.
You're probably gonna have them with interest. I mean,
I have actually done that
Ideas.
before. I have actually
Do
given her
not
punch
give
interest.
him ideas. And yes, has done that before. But don't give him ideas. We don't need ideas. I am getting up there in age, and my arms are very delicate. And while he does pull the punches, he has a habit of punching in the exact same spot over and over and over again. So it does tend to hurt after a while. But yes, so I this is what I was subjected to for, my birthday.
Well,
Yay, leveling up.
yep. And I had to drop in the FF8 victory fanfare because that is your favorite Final Fantasy. I don't know.
It is not my favorite Final Fantasy.
Oh, thank God.
No, I like it because I can beat it with very low level, and I don't have to grind. And if I take magic off of everybody during all of the battles, then none of them will use magic on you. If you do not junction crap, they can't use magic on you. It is the easiest Final Fantasy to actually beat, and that is why I like it. But no, Final Fantasy VII is my favorite.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way. I was actually playing and got to the final boss, and the final boss chooses your characters for you, and chose characters that had no junctions on them, and I freaked out, and then realized that she wasn't using magic on me, and kicked her butt. It was amazing. It is the first Final Fantasy game that I have actually beaten I think I beat the final boss in like 10 minutes because there was no magic involved. So when a magic user is your final boss, just don't junction any magic, and she's weak as hell. It's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. It also doesn't help the fact that I've been playing through this game for the last couple of days, so...
Yeah, I need to play the remake, but I'm not really bothered with it because my favorite character isn't in the remake yet, so I don't have to worry.
Yuffie Kisaragi,
No.
Kate Sith.
Well, that's my second favorite, but no, Vincent.
Ah, down
I
girl.
haven't picked up the remake yet.
It's like $30 now, so I think you can actually get the one of the collector's one for half price. So I honestly don't know. Let's see what's going on with housekeeping. Some other news popped up on on my feed earlier today, and let's see. Let me pull it up real quick. Mako, you're probably not going to like what I'm about to tell you.
Oh God, what?
You remember, like, at Anime Next, the big dealer's table with all the lights and the weapons and stuff, the lighted up booth?
Yeah.
One of the owners of that booth passed away a couple of days ago.
Damn it.
Yeah, his name
that
is
sucks.
yeah, his name is Xavier. He ran a booth called Lighted Up, and a lot of y'all, if you've gone to a lot of East Coast conventions, you can't miss it. He's a really tall brother, really chill dude. I've been to his booth a few times. I know a lot of people who knew this is a chill guy who has bought stuff from him. And I think you buy your hero sword from that table, from that booth.
Yeah,
Yep.
I ended up with the wrong hero sword, and they were going to replace it, but then they didn't have the right hero sword, so I just kept the hero sword that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got the hero movie sword and not the hero TV, as in character
Yep.
hero. But I'm okay with that because I just like sharp, pointy objects.
You just like swords in general.
Yeah, as I said, I like sharp, pointy objects. It doesn't have to be a sword. I
Nothing wrong
have
with that.
I have plenty of daggers. I have plenty of knives. We won't discuss, the things that should not be discussed. But yeah.
Yeah, well, that's for another podcast called "The Many Weapons of Mako-chan." Starting next month on Anime Jam Session. Anywho, I posted in the chat a GoFundMe where you can go to donate, to help for final expenses and so forth. If you can't donate, please pay the link forward. It'd be really appreciative of that. Moving right along is Geek Roundtable. This is where we talk about some of the more geekier stuff we've been up to outside of our weekend day, and or showing off some geek stuff that we may have. Ari, what you got?
Well, you remember Consolation from last year?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did it again this year, and I got myself my own badge.
I have to get the 2021 press badge.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have to order mine too.
It came the other day. It came like Wednesday or so, and it stayed in my mailbox for a while because I have a bad habit of just ignoring my mail for a while. Because 9% of the time, it's never anything good.
Ari, let me tell you, I totally get where you're coming from. I've gone to now where I just check the mail every other day, and I look and I see all this mail, and I'm just 99% of this mail is not for me. I don't have a family. I don't have 4 kids. It's just me. So,
I got something else nice that I got recently, but I'll
Yeah.
show that off next time on one.
All right, cool.
It's a little more complex.
I totally get that. And Mako-chan, what are you showing up for us today?
So yeah, I'm showing off Snowball. Snowball is a quote-unquote mood lighting. The bad part is it only has a 10-minute light, so that's why you see it going out and me grabbing it and turning it back on. But as I said earlier, I needed something that I didn't have to turn my lamp on for because my eyes are still dilated.
Right.
So I figured I would actually show this off instead of, sticking the camera and showing off my computer again.
Cool.
Which I had to lower all of the lighting on my computer because it was too bright for me.
I'm picturing, coming into your place and just flicking on the lights, and you just hiss like a cat.
More like she give the evil stare of death.
I do that normally?
I'm surprised that they didn't give you the sexy, sexy grandpa shades.
Well, it was very overcast today.
Okay.
So I actually had glasses out in the car, and when I put them on, I could barely see because it was just foggy and gross. So I just put my regular glasses on, and I was fine outside, but anything really, really bright, my eyes are already oversensitive to light, which is why when I go outside, I squeal as if I'm a mogwai, and demand
You're a
that
Mogwai,
somebody...
would you burst into flames?
One can only wish.
Bright light. But yeah, I have a tendency to demand that somebody turn off the sun, but that's just me.
You're like
but
Butthead,
yeah.
like the sun sucks.
I'm not a very, I like the sun when it's filtered through something. So I like the sun if I'm walking through the woods. I don't like the sun when I have nothing to hide from it with. Because as I said, my eyes are very sensitive, so it hurts a lot.
Fair. Totally
But yeah,
fair.
Snowball for, all the snow that's out there too.
Ichigo, what do you have for Geek Roundtable?
I guess I wore this necklace today to kind of show off. It is a heart container from Legend of Zelda. I'm trying to see if I can find the closure for it underneath all my hair. It's one reason I always wear my hair up, but yeah, it's a heart container. Da-da-da-da.
Cute.
So
Nice.
it's super fun.
Nice.
Ooh, a robot overlord.
Now connected to Vine.
Stop. Can you not? Thank you. Rude. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a heart container. I got it forever ago at a convention, and it's a good necklace. It's really nice. Yeah, and I like it. So Geeky Roundtable, yay! I have a heart. I have a life. Haha.
Do.
Take that as you will.
See, you have the red heart, and Mako-chan has the black heart. It only makes sense.
What was that?
I said you have the red heart, and Mako-chan has the black heart. It only makes sense.
I wouldn't say that I have a black heart. Maybe black light heart, but black heart.
Your Snowball does remind me of a robot that I wanted, like nostalgic. I'm taking us back in the days of vending and anime cons. A Haro bot. Does anyone remember those?
Yeah,
from
Gundam
They're
Seed.
still out there. They're still being made, and they're
Yes.
collaborating with different anime now to create new ones. It's
What?
I
crazy.
want one now so
Seriously?
bad. It's one of those things that forever and ever ago, I wanted one, and they were like $40 or $50 then, which is like, now they're like hundreds of dollars or like at least 60, and I'm just like, young me.
Yeah, I know at least one of the collaborations was with Hello Kitty.
Nice.
And I'm trying to think who the other... I know there was another collaboration, and I can't think now who it was with, but I know that there's a
I just
Hello
want to
Kitty
get back
one.
to Theo. What was the link for what particularly?
The necklace.
The necklace?
Yes.
I didn't buy it online. I can see if I can find it. I'm sure that it was some, like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it's some AliExpress reseller or whatever, but like, I will see if I can find it for you guys, and if I can find it from a reputable seller, I will share it in chat.
Sounds good. All right, for me, Geek Roundtable, basically, I finished watching all of Lucifer, and I have to say, I think that's become, like, I won't say it's my all-time favorite show. It's currently one of my favorite shows right now. I enjoyed the living hell out of it, literally. I think this would be a series I would definitely rewatch, like, when Cobra Kai Season 3 came out. Before Season 3 came, I actually went back and rewatched Season 1 and 2. And then I watched Season 3 again when I was hanging out with Mako. And then when I got home, I went and rewatched it again. So I think this is going to be one of those shows where I will be doing that with. So now, when it comes to like cool stuff to share, I don't remember showing this off, but I got a Christmas gift from one of my friends, Card Captor Will. He sent me this awesome joystick.
Nice.
Thanks. It's a Quanba drone, I believe it is. I don't think it's a drone, but it's a Quanba stick. I just don't remember which model it is. But I told him, because what happened was he had made a mention on Facebook that he was going to send me one of his old sticks because now he does tournaments and so forth. So that's really cool. and he had asked me about this. I'm like, I'm not looking to get into tournaments or anything like that. I just want like an arcade stick just to play like arcade games with, like Xbox Live arcade games or basic fighting games. That's all I wanted. And to be perfectly honest, I kind of wanted to get one just to have in time for Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, because that is a pretty fun game to play, not just on a controller, but also on a joystick. And Theo, I do have MAME. I do have some of the other emulators on my PC somewhere. It's just a matter of me actually sitting down and playing them, because I have so many freaking games.
I did end up getting the Humble Bundle of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World for PC via Ubisoft's Steamware.
Mm-hmm.
Is that weird and blasphemous to say? Because it looks and feels exactly like Steam.
It's Ubisoft. It's Ubisoft's Play.
Switch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did end up getting the game, and what Mako was talking about earlier about grinding like characters out. I'm just like, I'm kind of putting off grinding out Ramona again, because on the PS2 game of it we have, or the PS3 game we have of it, like she's full all of her skills. And I don't want to have to redo that for another console. And I'm like,
you said you got it for PC, right?
Yeah, I just got it for PC.
Well, I tell you what, next time you play, ping me. I will join you on PC so we can grind together.
Okay, yeah, I will. Because I have someone who wants to play Steven too.
Yeah, you saw. I already beat the game on Twitch as Scott. Right now, I'm working on Ramona, but I have no problems building up another character so we can all play together and maybe stream it. I have 2 copies of the game. I have it on my Xbox to play, and I have it on my PC to play for streaming. So I'm all for it. And for the record, I was this close to just pulling the joystick down to buy another copy of the game and send it to you. Be like, here, come play. I was this close.
Very sweet. I'm hoping to play it. I also have to play some Fallout 4, and I also have to play a bunch of other stuff. But
I actually uninstalled Fallout 4 from my PS4 because I know it's blasphemous. I just couldn't get into it. It's not my kind. I think it's just it's way too slow for me. If the gameplay was a little bit more fast paced, like to me, like Borderlands, I would have been all for it. But Fallout, I couldn't. I did try.
That was one of the biggest complaints when that game first came out, was that it was just too open-ended. Like the world was too big, and I feel like a lot of games kind of suffer from that now.
You know what? But it's all right. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Exactly. So I've been playing some more. I was on a 4-hour Overwatch binge with the girls of Starlit Creations on Sunday, and that was fun. And it's like, I've had the game for several years, and before they got it, I've barely played it, and I'm just like, oh, I have it. So now I gotta contact my friend Cassie, who kept pestering me about, when you gonna play Overwatch with us? I'm be like, yeah, I actually have plenty of free time, so anytime you want to play Overwatch, let me know. So, that. And now I am currently working on Final Fantasy VII Remake, so I am kind of hoping to finish the game by the end of this week, because when I had stopped previously, I was finishing up Chapter 8. I just finished Chapter 9. For those of you who don't know, Chapter 9 is when you're trying to save Eris at Wall Market. That's where I am in the game at the moment. And I realized I like the way they did Tifa in the game so far. To me, she's way different from the original FF7. And now I want a Tifa figurine to put in my shelf. I kind of want one now. But enough about that. Let's get into tonight's news. Well, it seems that Funimation is being sued over their website. Mako-chan, can you please explain that while I get a little bit more water?
Yeah, so basically, Funimation is being sued. It's a class action lawsuit for allegedly violating the Americans with Disabilities Act. What is going on is that the person that is suing on behalf of herself and others because she is legally blind, and Funimation's website is not updated enough and not modern enough to be able to be used with the various non-visual desktop access software. That includes that each item up for sale has its own description, that they have labels, titles attributed for every field that would need to be filled out. So right now, basically, the lawsuit claims that features on the site lacked alternative text and failed to add a label, element, or title attribute for each field. Additionally, the lawsuit stated that pages on the site contained the same title elements and the site contained broken links. So the lawsuit is stating that Funimation has therefore engaged in acts of intentional discrimination. The lawsuit asks for a permanent injunction that requires Funimation to retain a qualified consultant accessible to Angels, who is the person that's suing, to assist Funimation to comply with the web content accessibility guidelines for its website. Basically, what is going on is the internet is kind of a gray area. In that gray area, there are a lot of sites that are not up to this. But basically, the person suing is stating that because they are selling items, because they are a world market, because they are public accommodation for sales, that this website needs to be up to code for the American Disability Act. And I was, on board with that until I saw that part of this whole thing was monetary compensation for damages. That's what got me. But basically, I'm all for her attempting to have Funimation fix their website. Because, a lot of these various companies do have broken websites. So to have them be able to have a website catering to everybody, I'm all for that. As soon as I read that it, monetary compensation for damages, I can understand attorney fees, I can understand expert fees, that I can understand because that is things that would have to be gotten to be able to do this lawsuit. The monetary damages, that screws this whole thing up for me. Because, I'm trying to figure out what damages.
Now, I'll say, when I worked at Fresh Direct for a brief stint, we had to track down specialty software to make sure that all the websites that all the pages on Fresh Direct's site were basically ADA compliant. I could tell you this as somebody who actually put together websites like DJRamas.net, AnimeJamSession.com, CrystalChronicles.com. It's all powered by WordPress. For the most part, WordPress doesn't support ADA. There is very minimal support for it. If you do a website and you edit it with Dreamweaver, there's very minimal support for ADA compliancy in there. Like, I could tell you this now. At least more than half of the photo or the images on the website do not have alt text, because it's like, I don't have time to put the alt. I'm just going to put the image and do this and do that. That's what it's come down to. Our site doesn't get enough hits where where it needs to be done. But if I get an email saying, there's issues with the text is not showing certain things, I will go in and do whatever edits that I can to make sure that it's up to that standard. And what's interesting is that a couple of weeks back, I saw like a Facebook sponsored post about ADA compliancy for your website, and I just saw so many laugh emojis. And personally, I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. But it's starting to see that it is, because you got to make sure that, you cater to everybody to the best of your abilities, but yet a lot of companies have that whole 85-15 rule where they will cater to 85% of the people, and if 15% is the least of their worries, because if you cater to that 15%, you're still going to be at an 85-15, because you're going to forget something and basically forget about another 15% of people per se. Now, I actually went in and actually read the comments. Evidently, this is not this person's first run through. If you Google search her, she actually has like 2-3 other lawsuits that she opened up within the last 3 to 4 months. And I actually discussed this with a friend who was actually in school to be a lawyer, and she said this could be a cash grab. And let's say, for the sake of it, let's just say that maybe it is a cash grab, or maybe she's doing this financially to make companies realize, if your shit's not up to ADA compliance, you're going to have to pay out the ass for it,
Well, I mean, again, I'm okay with her doing this for the website. I'm okay with her trying to do this to get everybody to be compliant. I'm not okay with that, monetary damage. How has she been damaged so much that she needs Funimation to pay her for suing them?
Yeah, so, and you want to know something? And I actually agree, because I understand she's visually impaired, but you know what an option is? Asking your friend who isn't visually impaired to buy the stuff that you want off their website for you. You can do that. Granted, that's basically not an appropriate solution. She wants to be able to do it herself, which I totally get,
Unfortunately, with ableism kind of being built into our society a lot of the time, you don't anticipate a lot of these things that we would think there's common sense that would work for things. But it's just like our neurotypical brethren, that when it comes to the way that we deal with things, everybody's a different kind of style of learner, right? Everybody's a different kind of, we all process the world differently. So I don't think that it's just a cash grab. Well, it can appear that way in some aspects. It's a big company. In order to make waves, you have to go after the big companies. And if she has the financial backing to do it, more power to her, because there are so many people who have these disabilities that still suffer with them and have to suffer in silence. So inherently, I think that while you guys have some good points, I think there's also some toxic points in there too. She could just ask a friend, but why can't she just do it herself?
Yeah, that was the point.
Intuitively built into our system to allow these people. Why is equity not built in? That's just a point I want to bring up, and that's for everybody. Equity is not equality. Equality is different. Equity is accommodating everyone's differences to make sure that everybody's on the same playing field, whereas equality is basically giving everyone the same thing and expecting them to be okay with that. So that's just something to think about, is equity versus equality, because equity is what we should be pushing for now more than ever. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, and like I said, if you Google this person's name, you see that she actually has, other lawsuits pending. She actually has one against Saks for the same thing. And I'm just like,
I'm beginning to notice a trend here.
No. My thing is this. She went after one of the big guns, and it's like, if you think about it from this way, Saks is like a very exquisite site, for buying top quality merch, and you're selling stuff at ridiculous amount of prices, but your site's not ADA compliant. How do you forget that? You know what I'm saying?
Again, it's that point that ableism is built into our society.
Yeah.
It's not something that you're going to normally think about. And Ranma, by what time did the companies that you were building these websites for, besides DJ Ranma S and stuff, your personal websites, by what time these websites that you got involved with that had to do ADA compliance, did they think about ADA compliance? It was after the fact. It was after the fact, right?
Right.
So that's the problem, is that it's not something that you think of,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just a valid description of, okay, so I'm selling this hair bow and it's pink and it's fuzzy
Right.
fabric and it looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
Just describing that in font so that a computer reading program that a lot of ADA
Yes.
folks use
Mm-hmm.
can read the screen. That's
Right.
legitimately a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the difference. Is
Yep.
just describing it, closed captioning it, whatever,
Right.
to make it equitable instead of just trying to be like, oh, well, me, an able-bodied person with somewhat of eyesight, because I have crap eyesight, can see that what this object is. But my friend Julia, who is blind, cannot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just thinking about those differences, and I'm seeing that like Blend Tech, Big Island Coffee Roaster, Scrubs and Beyond, Stein Sachs,
Yeah.
a lot of it just looks like it's that she's trying to deal with the online marketplace and the fact that I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's not going to change. It's probably going to get more aggressive because we're having to stay indoors. We're having to limit our interactions with people in social
Right.
situations, especially for those people who have disabilities or are dealing with handicaps that make it hard, if not impossible, for them to not touch door handles, to not interact with people. I mean, I don't want to get too far into it because
Yeah.
but that's just
Yeah.
something to think about. Like,
No.
as
No.
a fandom,
You're
just keep it
absolutely
in your
right.
brain.
You're right.
I agree. There are a couple of Facebook pages that I'm on now that they specifically ask that if you are going to post any pictures, please do a short descriptive narrative of what the picture is for ADA compliancy, because a lot of people now are communicating through Facebook or selling
Mm-hmm.
things through Facebook. So, I mean, I completely agree. I think all of these websites do need to, especially the ones in which there are sales involved.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Because yeah.
if it's just your little, rinky dink, oh, I love Sailor Moon website.
Well, Etsy or some
Well,
Etsy
no,
shop
even
maybe.
Etsy, anything selling. If you're just doing like a fan kind of, yay for Sailor Moon website or something like that, that's completely different from something like this. Something that
Mm-hmm.
is, they're trying to sell you something, or, an app. And there are a couple of apps that are on there that I know are not ADA compliant because I can barely go through them and I can see things perfectly fine. On these
It's
screens.
yeah.
But
It's
like,
also go ahead.
well, my thing is, if you're trying to do this for the ADA compliancy, if you're trying to, hit them for that, let the ADA compliancy be your thing. Sue them, to get these things compliant. Please don't add in, because this is what makes it look like a cash grab when
Yep.
you add in, I'm looking for monetary damages.
Well,
Now,
the
now, now, one
downside. Oh,
thing.
go ahead. Go
Now,
ahead.
one thing. From what I read, what one person said in the in the comments of the forums, that she actually reached out to Funimation to tell them this, and I guess they turned on a blind ear. Now, I don't fully believe that. I don't actually believe
Oh,
that
I
it.
fully believe that. I fully believe that if she attempted to contact Funimation and said, I am a visually impaired person and I cannot use your website, can you please bring up ADA compliancy? I fully believe that she was probably hung up on.
No, I actually that I don't believe, because that I don't think, given whose Funimation's parent company is, I don't think so. If anything, I think the information got lost along the way. I kind
Well,
of believe that more. That can happen.
that's just
Yeah.
it though, is Funimation's parent company has only changed in the last year or two. There's no telling how long this lawsuit has been on, like, has been being built. Um, there is a time frame between when somebody starts to sue somebody and when that becomes public. So they gather their evidence, they gather everything that they need. They will, attempt to do things. And I say this because I've had to go through a lawsuit for medical damages. That it took a couple of months before it went public, before they even realized that they were being sued, for it to, for the case to be built. So, yes, right now the parent company for Funimation is a big name international conglomerate. That doesn't mean that they were the same people in the running when she first started this. That's that's just what I'm going to put out there. If this whole thing started, say, last January, and they've just been building the case, it very well could have been before everything was finalized, with the parent company. At the same time, because the actual parent company is not stateside, it could have, exchanged hands and not been dealt with correctly that way. But at the same time, I can see, because there is no, a lot of these websites that don't have the ability to do that, they have a phone number. So if she wanted to, she could have called, any number of sales websites and talked to somebody on the phone, and somebody could have explained everything, because that's what they're there for. Funimation does not have that option. And that is one of the options for ADA compliancy, is that if you can't do something online, or it's going to take you too long, you have to have a website, a phone number, in order to be able to speak to somebody who can explain what is being sold, what is, part of it, and all of those details. Funimation doesn't have that. That's why she's basically has the ability to sue them.
Yeah, because all there is just like a ticketing system. That's basically is it.
Right. FYE also does not have a phone number.
Who else?
FYE.
For your entertainment.
Really?
If they're still around.
I ordered a DVD set off of their website, and had no choice but to attempt to email them in order to find out why my order had been canceled. There is no phone number, and the email is one of those please contact us emails. So I had to actually email them twice in order to get anything from them. So, even them, there's, I don't know what would be compliant for a website. Obviously all the details and everything like that, but I don't know what the background for that would be. But given that they have no phone number to call, that is a warning.
I didn't think FYE was still around.
Yeah, there are. I used to have a friend that worked at one in the Bronx. That's where I got my my MLP shirt from, that looks like a fighter select screen. So
yeah, they're doing a lot of online stuff now, but this whole thing is, again, I feel that it would have been better to actually go through the ADA with their own lawyers and all of that, mainly because that would be more monetarily damaging to the company, because you have you have not only the attorney fees and all of that, but then you have the fines. If you go through them, you have their fines for getting everything set. You have time limits then that have to be done. I don't know. I don't know how it could have been done to not, I guess, to make it more, I guess, serious in a way.
To me, it comes across as serious, but I feel like it also might be because of different perspectives. And that's totally valid, totally fine. I think to me it does come across as serious because to me it's more serious than if she went through the ADA. She, as an individual, is suing all of these big companies and saying, hey big tech, you need to consider us a before thought and not an afterthought. If she had gone through the ADA, I feel like it wouldn't have gotten nearly as much attention, because she just would have been another, what is it when they have like the case where they have a bunch of people?
Class action.
Class action
It would have
lawsuit.
just been like a big class action lawsuit. And while those do get talked about,
Well, this is a class action lawsuit.
Yeah,
Now.
but it's just her.
No, she's suing on behalf of other people.
oh, okay, so she's doing
She's
a
the-
whole.
Right, she's the one that started this, but she is suing on behalf of those that have been violated by these websites.
Honestly,
But she specifically is seeking money from the.
Well, the fact
from
that
the
it's a class
companies.
action, it would be, after the fees and everything, it would be split up between everybody because
Yeah, it
that's
would
what the class
basically
action
be
is.
I like to, you know what's going to happen. They're going to settle out. Everybody's going to get a Funimation gift card to buy stuff off the shop. They're going. I can tell you this now. The Funimation web design, that's done in-house. They're going to hire a couple of more people to go over the site and make sure it's up to ADA standards in the software. That's exactly what's going to happen. And that's basically what she's trying to do to get that done and set a precedent so that other companies will know better. So
Basically, make Funimation a oh my gosh. My brain keeps saying a sample, but
a textbook case of sorts.
not a textbook case, but like to show other companies like this is what happens if you're not ADA compliant.
An example of it, yeah.
Yes, an example. I was like,
There's an actual legal term, but I just don't remember what it's called. But
Precedence.
yeah, that's what it is.
precedence. Yes,
That's it. That's
precedence
yep.
is a good term for
And
that.
I see it.
think
Tabiri
that's
says
good.
sacrificial lamb. That too. That too.
Yes, where blood is money. That's the only way you can hit these bigger companies. Anyway, I think we're gonna end up beating that dead horse raw. So we should probably,
Either way, I hope she wins.
yeah.
To me,
Let's put it that way.
to me, either
whether
or, as long
this
as
is
as shit
or
gets
whether
done.
this is, for her legit, I hope she wins because this will, again, set a precedence for other websites to force
Yes.
them to do what they should have been doing.
Yep.
Yep. Expand accessibility or else.
It is what it is. And I don't mean to say it like that, but that's basically what we kind of sort of have. All right, moving right along. Wow. Ichigo, what's up with this politician and Demon Slayer? What did he do wrong?
Oh boy.
You redeemed some ad time?
Yes.
Okay, is it just gonna be at the end or? Okay.
It's gonna pop in right then and there. I'm trying to put some money into the channel. Okay.
I'm like ad time? Question mark. Okay. Enjoy our ad. All right. So, if you're really into Demon Slayer designs, one thing I can warn you not to do is use them on your up and coming campaign posters, as even Japanese politicians are getting into a mess for using Demon Slayer designs on campaign posters. 2021 will see a few elections across Japan as various cities, the country, I think they mean in the country, as a whole will vote for their representatives.
I think whoever wrote this, when they translated, they kind of forgot
I missed a few things.
Yeah.
English number one.
Yeah.
To get attention of their constituents, a few politicians are using various patterns and logos from Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba to gain more notoriety on their campaign posters. This worked well, making Demon Slayer's publisher, Suisha, comment on the matter, and one of the members of the House of Representatives to take down all the posters, issue an apology, and make a new poster. The highest profile situation involves Makoto Oniki, a member of the House of Representatives for the ruling party of Japan, the Liberal Democratic Party of Japan. In the Fukuoka 2nd constituency, Oniki's poster, which can be seen in the article, drew ire from fans of Demon Slayer and even caught the attention of Suisha, who issued a statement on Twitter saying that the publishing company are not involved in any way with the use of these images. In a report from TV Asahi, Oniki apologized for the poster and said he deserved the criticism from fans. He promised that the posters will be going down as soon as possible. Oniki is up for re-election this year when Japan goes back to the polls to its first election after former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe stepped down for health reasons, and Yoshihide Suga took over the role. The other poster in the article is making their rounds, and it comes from Amagasaki City in Hyogo Prefecture and features Osaka Governor Hirofumi Yoshimura and Amagasaki City Councilor Keisuke Mutsimoto, who is also up for re-election. Both members are part of the Nippon Ishin no Kai party. Yoshimura is currently serving as the face of the party due to his high position of power as the governor of Japan's second largest metro area, so his endorsement on the poster is used to aid Mitsumoto's chances of winning. The poster is clearly using a pattern from Tanjiro's Hayoi to help make the poster more striking, and by itself the design is fine, having been used for centuries. But the fire design, circle, and the phrase, "set your heart ablaze," is a direct reference to Rengoku's catchphrase. Both posters, Oniki and Mitsumoto's, used recreated Demon Slayer logos, Oniki making it in his own name, and Mitsumoto putting the party name in there. Under Japan's law, there's nothing Shueisha can do about the posters due to the common phrasing and classic design, but denying any involvement and kindly asking for them to be taken down is the only way that they can get their image back. Though the spread of the posters online and the negative reaction to them may make others think differently about using Demon Slayer-based designs in the future. And that was definitely something I saw, and I feel like it's imagery that they will try and use in the future. I feel like this is a repeat a lot of the time, politicians trying to use popular media to gain like a hand up on their competition. But in this case, fandom will find you repercussions.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of how, politicians here will have their rallies and stuff. They'll play popular music that we all know and we'll get all hyped for it. It kind of reminds me of that in a way.
Yeah, but except when the band doesn't agree with the politician in question, and
the C and D will happen.
That they do not want you using their music in to support their campaign.
True. And I'm trying to remember. I could have sworn there has been American politicians that have done campaign posters similar to that. I just can't think of any. I know it probably has happened. And let's be
every campaign. There's at least something. Not to name names, but Trump was very popular with using music without asking.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Those people come in and go, no, that's it. You're done.
Yeah, basically like cutting him off.
D. Snyder, it's like, no. But I meant like posters.
D. Snyder flipped out at the anti-maskers for saying, "We're not going to take it," as they stormed the Target.
Oh, I know. And I know if we were in high school running for some type of like student body role, we would do something like this, parody like
but no one cares about high school.
No,
down on them,
I'm just saying. Oh, and Ron before 21 mentions the Obama poster that resembled a Pepsi emblem. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Or when traditional art forms even carry over from not just anime but Western style art, like the change posters that were so popular in the 2010s, in the 2015s, and I'm trying to remember what the other art style it was that was just very prevalent in a lot of media and propaganda. Like those tend to just translate really fast, and if they're popular, then they get used by everybody.
All right. Let's see. What do we have up here? Oh, a very popular topic that we've discussed more than once. Neon Genesis Evangelion. All right, come on. Advance. Come on. There we go. It seems that the lyricist behind Cruel's Angel's Thesis was scammed out of her Evangelion royalty money. Bastards.
Because the gods of anime will not be satisfied until literally every single person associated with Evangelion is steeped in miles and miles of misery.
So basically what happened was Neko Oikawa, she appeared on a talk show variety show called Geki Rari-san wo Suri Takita, might say last week, to share the story of how her ex-husband leached her out of hundreds of millions of yen to the royalty money that she made from the theme Cruel Angel's Thesis. The program that she was on says that she had made over 600 million yen from it, which is about under $6 million. But after the divorce, she ended up with just 70 million yen in debt and only had about 32,000 yen in her bank account. Wow. Basically, her ex-husband was a younger Turkish man that she met when she visited Turkey as a solo tourist. And basically, when she met the guy, she's calling him Ian, that he basically was a child, given that he was like much younger than her. I would say at the time she was 40, he was 22. His English was very iffy at best, so she didn't understand a lot of what he was saying. They did not develop a deep relationship at the time, but she liked being in Turkey, so she made another visit the following year. And during that visit, Ian basically confessed his love to her. And while she was there for 2 weeks, he continued to woo her, and then their relationship basically had changed. So basically, they got together, they had a long distance relationship, got together, got married, and basically, he was basically having her to pay for things because he didn't have the money for it, and basically it chipped away at her wealth. So that's basically what happened. After the divorce, he basically cleaned her out, you know? Back in
scumbag.
I know. Back in 2015, Oikawa revealed that she makes about 1 yen, which is 0.8 of a cent, every time Cruel Angel's Thesis is sung in karaoke, and that when it comes to pachinko royalties, and were more lucrative, she'd get about 30 million yen, which is about $250,000 a year at times, which is not bad. I just feel really bad for her, you know?
Again, Evangelion, misery, etc.
Mm-hmm. And he was the one asking for the divorce because she basically was not paying for the stuff that he wanted. I'm just... The audacity, you know?
Lovely.
And Theox75 says, do they have prenups in Japan? Probably. I honestly don't know, but I don't see why not. Wow. That's just... That's just grimy. All right. Let me pull up window here. Ari, what? So tell us more about this Levi's and Pokemon team up.
So yeah, I got a little confused at the title. I'll explain after I read it.
Mm-hmm.
Levi sells official Misty cosplay outfit, other Pokemon apparel. The Levi's clothing brand will be releasing a line of Pokemon apparel worldwide on its online store on February 15th, including a cosplay outfit inspired by Misty. The collaboration commemorates the 25th anniversary of the Pokemon series. Other items that are part of the lineup include a jacket with large print of a Pokemon like Pikachu, Ash Ketchum's hat, and mini pouches with images of Psyduck and Jigglypuff. And if you'll look on the ad, it has a little gallery of what's available. Although the logo hat is just a green and white Pokeball with Levi's branding.
Yep.
And the link to the... hang on, it's not a...
I'm curious at the price of the Misty outfit from Levi's. I'm thinking at least $250. At least.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you can put your own Misty cosplay together yourself for under $100.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why the hell I thought this, but when I heard Levi and Misty, something brought me to like a Pokemon X Attack on Titan crossover, which made me think, oh god, they're gonna show Misty with a Mikasa style figure to her, you know, with the abs that you could chop vegetables on.
God, no.
Or Ash just running up and trying to throw hands on a Titan, which totally in character for him.
And Theo X75 says he wants Magikarp printed pants. Carp, 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 carp.
If it looks like, a giant koi fish tattoo, I would totally be behind that. But yeah, people have been doing budget Misty cosplays for like a decade plus, so...
Definitely.
I mean, are people going to buy it just because it's official?
Yes!
Yep. Hi, welcome to Supreme, the brand that's on everything and everyone and every food item you could ever want, and everybody buys it because Supreme.
And because... And have you seen the drip fan art with the...
Let's not get into that. Let's not.
Let's move on.
I have my own thoughts about that, and if I explain my thoughts in this, I will probably piss off half of the Negro anime community, and to that, this is all I have to say. Moving right along.
Okay, two things. I don't have exact pricing. They go on sale February 15th, but from what I'm seeing on other websites, the price range for each individual item will be between $20 and $148.
Jesus.
Woo. So,
Let me guess, the suspenders are 20 and like the jean shorts are like 150.
Most likely.
well, it's all the items. So I'm gonna guess the jacket with the huge Pikachu and the pants with the Pikachus on them. I'm gonna guess those are gonna be the most expensive. Those are probably the $148 ones. Her outfit, I'm probably gonna say, is probably gonna be $150 to $200 for the entire outfit. Just because you are buying brand name.
Yep.
On top of buying
in
Pokemon.
In our chat here at twitch.tv/anime jam session, we have Ari-ish here, 148 Pika pants. Oh, whoa, what?
Yeah. and let's be real. You could probably find a local commissioner to do the same thing for the same price, but you know what? It won't be Levi's. It'll be your favorite brand of pants, so that way it'll be a lot better for you. Just saying.
Also, if you have Levi jeans in your closet as well and you're not using them for anything else, you could just easily, cut them down and, fit them into booty shorts.
No,
so...
if you have Levi's jeans in your closet, then you're not really giving a crap about $148 jeans.
Hi, welcome to Thrifting, where we've been buying denim jeans and cutting them off at the leg since the forevers. And
Yeah.
there are always tons of jeans, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I actually had a pair of Levi's growing up, but mostly it was Lee's and Wranglers, because, hey.
I will say that I would not be upset to have the Pikachu denim coat. Just because...
it'll never be in my size.
Well, yeah, but I do like a denim jacket, so I would wear that. But I don't think I would be able to afford it.
I'll say this: the most expensive the second most piece of clothing I own is an Old Navy denim jacket that I have, and that ran me about $60. And I'm good with that. The most expensive was a pair of trip pants that I dropped like $80 on about 10 plus years ago. That still fit. But
I've been to 2 weddings. My bridesmaids' dresses are the most expensive pieces of clothing that I own.
And as Sia Tabiri says, if I'm spending that much on jeans, you better make my butt look good as well. Like those Bonobos jeans I bought a decade ago. No, I'm sorry. If you're spending that much money on a pair of slacks or pants, it better make your butt look good. I'm just saying, you gotta get a return on your investment.
That's just it, though. There's a lot of name brand stuff that doesn't fit well.
True.
But people still buy it because it has a name on it.
True.
Hi, welcome to my realm, where we talk about that in fashion all the time.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm fashion
See,
designer.
you know what?
Taylor.
See, you know what?
Just did a refitting of some Ralph Lauren jeans that I got for $4 thrifting, and they're cute. They are some like mom jeans, like 90s mom jeans, and they fit and they are comfy AF. So
Look, I'll tell you what. I got no problems wearing my thing is cargo pants. I have no problem wearing a nice fitted pair of cargo pants with the tag on the back that says SPD on it. Okay, I have no problems doing that.
Tactical butt? You looking to get that Metal Gear Solid ass? That's what all the girls are into now. If you get some strappy bits on the butt, it's like
evidently, as I've been told,
of that going around Facebook of like everybody always looks at the female butts, but like guys' butts in tactical pants.
Number one, there is a Solid Snake video in regards to that, and number two, I have been told it doesn't need to be strappy. Moving right along.
But yeah, in chat we have Leon Kennedy's dummy thick.
There you go. And supposedly Solid Snake is dummy thick too. Okay.
Considering David Hayter has a whole video of him talking about Snake's butt, yes. Yes.
So, Mako-chan,
this article took a turn.
So Mako-chan, how many times have you watched that video?
It's a funny video, so I actually have watched it quite a bit.
I haven't seen it
just because it's hilarious, but yeah, I'm all for Snake's butt.
I mean, we won't go into, right now, I have the Metal Gear Solid spotted noise.
I mean, we won't go into, how in the second game Raiden is, naked for a good portion of it. We won't talk about that, but yeah, Solid Snake's butt.
All right. Moving on.
Oh, no, I gotta address something. Ron before 21 says this is getting interesting. Yes. These episodes can get very interesting if you hang around long enough.
Welcome to Anime Jam Session, where we go off on tangents, and it could be very innocent.
Yeah.
And not end that way.
Mm-hmm. And moving right along, you dumbass.
Yeah, I saw this. I got so excited. So yeah, Super Milk-chan is coming back. Super Milk-chan is actually going to be returning spring of 2021, which is this spring. I'm really excited. I love Milk-chan. It is considered a surreal gag franchise, which there are quite a few of the gag series out there now. So yeah, the new project's official website opened with a special PV title, Important Notice from the President to the People. In the clip, Milk-chan says, "Thanks to you, my bank balance is now 0." But yeah, so I absolutely adore Milk-chan. She is one that I definitely want to cosplay as. I just know it's going to be a very overly warm costume, which is why I have not attempted it yet. Because, she's in a hood and long sleeves and they cover her hands and it's just, it's overly warm and I don't like being overly warm. But
also, that hoodie looks like she has a hypodermic needle sticking out of her head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. So according to the press release, the Super Milk-chan Forever project plans to include posting videos and character art on its official Twitter, sales of official goods at an exhibition event, which is scheduled for early summer, fan art project, and the Great Milk-chan statue, and samples of goods that are now displayed at the Geek Wonders booth at the Tokyo International Gift Show, which actually ended last week. So the project's official Twitter is currently accepting fan art. You can post your Super Milk-chan art on Twitter with the hashtag #Milk-chan_fan art. And the arts will be displayed at an event scheduled to be held in the early summer. Yeah, I'm super excited. Milk-chan is absolutely crazy and adorable, but mostly she's just crazy. Yeah.
look, the main reason why you want to cosplay Milk Chan, it gives you legal reason running around saying you dumbass. Okay, we already know that.
Like she needs permission to do that.
But
Exactly.
at least she'll be in character this time.
Well, yeah, but I've been calling you a dumbass since I've known you, so I don't need permission for that.
How rude.
Yeah, right.
All right, now we're down to our last story of the night. Ari, can you tell us what's going on with Detective Conan and the remake episode that they're planning to do?
Yeah, the official website for the Detective Conan anime announced on Wednesday that they will air the remake of Moonlight Sonata Murder Case. The show's 11th episode is a two-part special premiere on March 6th and 13th. The remake will be episodes 1000 and 1001 of the anime. They previously teased a remake of a, quote, legendary god-tier episode as the first part of its celebration of the anime's 1000th episode. Ugh. The original episode aired on April 8th, 1996, as notable for Conan vowing to never let culprits die. The site unveiled a visual for the remake, a collage conspired of scenes from the original 11th episode. Classic pianist Aimi Kobayashi will perform Beethoven's Piano Sonata No. 14, or the Moonlight Sonata, for the remake. The site is streaming a video of Kobayashi performing the sonata's first movement. In addition, the site is running a social media campaign for viewers to submit their own attempt at performing the sonata. So, Mako, you're probably, you're probably very excited about this, right?
Doubly so, because not only is Detective Conan one of the series that I really, really enjoy, but I'm into classical music, so the Moonlight Sonata episode was actually really cool for me.
Someone said, like, a miracle diet is you can eat whatever you want, but you have to do so slowly while staring at your reflection while Moonlight Sonata plays.
Yeah, no, that's just creepy. But then again, my classical music, what the fuck, goes straight to the to Leon the Professional, where the bad guy, goes on a killing rampage while listening to classical music.
Soundtrack dissonance. I love it.
Yeah.
Like Moonlight Sonatas go like a slow motion, a super slow mo shot of someone getting kicked in the balls, or Blue Danube playing during a drive-by, like during a high-speed chase, also in slow mo.
Now I'm suddenly thinking of the Benny Hill theme, but everything
is little trips like that. I know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But now you got me thinking of the Benny Hill theme, but everything is going at normal speed now.
Nah, the Benny Hill theme got ruined for me with the AMV Hell Zero.
I know exactly which scene you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and get into the part of the show y'all really enjoy more than anything else. Strange news from Japan.
I take the first one?
Go for it. Anybody else do we have any other victims here?
I'll take the last one.
All right. Ichigo, would you like to take the second one? We can't hear you.
Sorry, I was making sure. Yeah, I'll take the second one. That's fine.
All right. Ari, kick things off.
A hotel in Japan is offering rooms for 390 yen a night. That's less than the cost of a bowl of ramen.
I can go for that.
That's about $3.75 US. Located in Osaka, Hotel Sun Plaza isn't super fancy. It's got a convenient location with great access to public transportation, but the focus is much more on affordability than posh luxury. Some plazas does want to provide a pleasant stay for the guests and even has more comfort than you'd expect at this price at its motto. It's an admirable hospitality goal and actually a pretty easy one to meet right now since they're offering rooms for $390 yen a night, down from $2,000. Like a lot of businesses, hotels are in a tough spot right now, with less pleasure and business travel taking place. Since many of the hotel's costs are fixed, even a reduced rate is better than no guests at all. So some plazas knocked down the price of the first night of a guest single room stay down to 390 yen. As for why they chose that exact number, it's a pun. The Japanese words for 3 and 9 are san and Q, or san Q, or thank you. So hey, clever. Let's see. At least one Twitter commenter has already expressed concern that 390 yen is too low for some plaza reasonably offer, but they brush off such worries as say, let us show this our appreciation for our customers, and it's being offered until February 28th. I also have to tell you that if you found a hotel room for less than $5 statewide, the bed is going to be made out of used hypodermic needles. The roaches will be covering the rest of the tab.
Well, if that's one way of doing it, why not? I ain't complaining. All right, let's see what we have next. Ichigo.
So, for those of us who have been paying attention to social distancing, hermiting, and doing what we can, unfortunately, there are some apps that have not been doing their jobs. Some of Japan's COVID-19 contact tracing apps haven't been working since last September.
Oh, great.
It's not like we needed it or anything. Hey everyone, do you remember cocoa? Of course you don't. While the most popular answer is probably the beans that make chocolate, in all caps, it's the COVID-19 contact confirming application, a 41 million yen, or $390,000 contact tracing app that the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare released last June. The way it works is simple. By installing the Coco app on your smartphone, it automatically and anonymously keeps a record of other Coco users that come within 1 meter of you for more than 15 minutes. Then, if one of those people tests positive for COVID-19 in the following 2 weeks, your phone receives a notification that you should get yourself checked too. The way it doesn't work is also simple. For this system to effectively contribute to the reduction of infections, roughly 60% of the population would have to have it installed and functioning. This means it would have to be vastly more downloaded than the likes of TikTok, Instagram, and basically any other app in existence, which it made a surprisingly good attempt at. App Annie Japan crowned Coco as the most downloaded app of 2020. And according to the ministry, it has been downloaded 24.64 million times as of the 3rd of February 2021. While those numbers would make any app developer drool, it still only amounts to 19.5% of the population. And in this highly unlikely scenario that each download was made by an individual person and is still installed on their phone. The article writer, too, did their civic duty and downloaded the app last summer. And it was dormant, along with their stocks and fitness apps in the Wasteland folder. Never heard so much as a bleep from it, and assumed that it meant that they were being super safe during these hazardous times. However, as cases exploded over the winter, some people started noticing that their Coco apps weren't pinging even though people they knew were coming down with the plague. Others who were infected had trouble registering it in their own app. As more and more reports came to the ministry, an investigation revealed that an update that they released last September caused Coco to not work properly on certain devices. Apps on Apple products were said to be completely unaffected by the problem, and that a fix should be ready by mid-February. It's not clear which ones or how many, but Android users account for 31% of users, and this means as many as 7.7 million Cocoa apps may have been rendered useless. And the article writer is at a loss for words, and Japanese netizens had this to say. This, I'm speechless. That's horrible. Isn't it too late now? What the hell? I installed Cocoa on all my company's phones, and they're all Android. Why are they so bad at this? Huh, but if this was such a problem, wouldn't they have noticed earlier when the traffic and notifications changed dramatically as a result? Indeed, it's not so much a mistake, since bugs in apps are part of our daily life, but not noticing something like this over 4 months is quite amazing. As the last comment suggests, it means that the problem wasn't so big, and the app isn't so useful, or both. Considering about 10,000 of the total 377,000 cases that occurred since Cocoa was released were recorded in the app, the answer is pretty clear, and we all better start blowing up our inflatable face shields.
For those of you who were wondering why I was kind of looking off screen or whatever, looking at my phone, I was checking my my apps as well. So, apologize for that little ticking sound. That was actually my phone interference, but whatever. But I was actually checking and just making sure that I have 2 apps running that lets me know, and I'm just like, so far so good. But then again, in my neighborhood, there's not a lot of people out, and I go out, and the only time I'm around large groups of people is once a week on Tuesdays, and even still here in the US, we don't have like a dedicated app, even though it's baked into the OS of the phones. Nothing, and I bet you most people with smartphones don't even have an app downloaded to let them know. So it's like, what can you do?
I have an app and it has never gone off.
Which app do you have?
I have the Jersey app.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have like the normal New York State one. It's like,
yeah. It has never gone off. I have, been back and forth to work. I've been through grocery stores and it has never gone off. The problem with that is because if people don't have that app, they're not going to connect with you.
And then
if they don't even think the virus is real, then they're not going to download it.
And don't forget, there's something similar like that now, like patched through iOS and Android, but it doesn't really do anything. So,
To me, it's just as bad as all the apps that have to rely on nationwide data but don't have nationwide connections. That basically, like, having a New York and a New Jersey app to me is just saying, like, great. So you mean that those 2 apps aren't going to communicate with each other and give each other information or anything like that? I mean, not that we can travel that, like, length of area, but to me it's just as bad as the situations where, like, and not to equate them both, but like things in cities happen and police stations don't get on it because they don't have the information.
See, but there's
there's no communication between the two. Yeah,
and Marco, if you can, if possible, could you post a link to the Jersey app for one of our viewers, if you can? But the closest thing
it's COVID Alert New Jersey.
Okay, COVID Alert.
That's the Jersey app that I have.
Now, for a nationwide app, they're out there. It's just nobody talks about and push them. I actually had one of those third-party apps on my phone. I found it through Pix11. It was an app that anybody can use. I actually had it downloaded. It actually sat there like a bump on a log on my phone because nothing pinged it. So I got rid of it, and I'm using the New York State app and Citizen, It is what it is. And thank you, Ichigo.
No problem. I've been watching my local CDC's page because they've started to do registrations for vaccines. I know that that's kind of a joke right now, but you might check in your local area, guys and gals and non-binary pals, if you need to get the vaccine and you haven't yet, like your girl, immunocompromised beach over here. A lot of places that are starting to get into stage 2B or 1B or whatever the secondary stage is, that's where they'll start releasing that information. But
all right.
Yeah.
Now let's go ahead and get into our third and final odd story of the night.
Yeah, so so in Japan, there's a term called black company that's used to refer to companies that have little to no concern for their employees. That makes them basically work months in a row without any breaks, getting paid essentially nothing for hundreds of hours of overtime.
What about the animation industry?
Yeah, and some of those companies doesn't even stop if you happen to leave. So a particular Japanese Twitter user actually received a letter from the company after he left. Meanwhile, I mean, he did leave. He actually used one of the businesses that will quit for you. But this is a letter that he received, created February 1st, 2021. Thank you very much for leaving our company in the most unpleasant, worst way possible as a member of society. As a member of society, as a human being, what you fucking did will certainly come back to bite you. God will not forget to deliver your punishment, asshole. When that time comes, I hope you will not forget that it's too late to cry over how ashamed you are for being the worst. Well then, on to business. You are requesting documents for Redacted, which is his name.
Mm-hmm.
But according to this letter's accompanying sheet, there are deficiencies in payment. Wire us the amount of your paycheck immediately. The bank transfer fee will be paid by you. After confirming the bank transfer, we will humbly send you the documents. Also, we will not pay shipping for the documents you want. Attach a stamp to the enclosed envelope and send it to their address. Bank transfer information has been redacted. So yeah. To note, the letter uses the word kisama, which is you, and that's repeatedly toward the beginning. And while it's technically a quote-unquote polite word, the polite usage is mostly archaic, and as anyone who has watched anime knows, it's used as an insult 99% of the time. The fact that the letter uses the much more common in-business letters kiden for you towards the end when asking for payment shows that it's basically that its usage was also intentional. Again, he did end up hiring somebody to quit for him, which is, a fairly common thing. But the fact that he got this letter kind of tells you exactly what type of company he was working for in the first place. So basically, once he put this on Twitter, a lot of people told him to contact the Labor Inspection Standards Office, since not only is the letter threatening, but withholding documents such as proof of leaving is actually illegal. And then there were plenty of people that were actually poking fun at the letter by doing grammar corrections and corrections for the honorifics and things like that, making a complete joke over the letter.
This is a modern day equivalent of, I see you have made 3 spelling errors.
Black company. It's called work.
Yeah, so basically, if this is the type of letter that you're receiving after you quit, maybe it's a good thing you quit.
See, I would be that person where I would film myself burning the letter and sending them and I would take that video clip, turn it into a DVD, and I would package it and send it to them. Just to be petty enough to do it. I'm like, oh really? Fine.
Guys,
This is
he
the kind
just
of thing
wants.
you'd find on notalwaysright.com.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, he just wants his red swing line stapler back. That's all he wants.
I do really have my stapler.
Or he'll burn the house, or he'll burn the place down.
He'll get his stapler in the end.
I look at it this way. Black company, what's this about working retail? What? Come on now. But I will admit,
I didn't want to say anything for obvious reasons.
No, it's fair game. But let's be real. There are some retail places some people have worked where it's been great. I can vouch for a couple of places in retail I've worked. It's like I would go back in a heartbeat, but just saying, And I think we're done for the most part.
Yeah.
That was trippy and a half, and my Surface is dead, so I gotta charge it later. For some reason, the battery is not going, so I'm manually running the rundown off my computer, so instead of the tablet. But it is what it is, so that means I got some work to do. But anywho, I think it's time for us to go ahead and wrap up the show. So if you like the show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters, and we do this for the fun of it. So if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you'll find links to, not just links, but our weekly podcast, our YouTube videos, from conventions, cosplay photos from conventions from our Facebook link, anime reviews, cosplayer tips and tricks, cosplayer interviews, anime reviews, editorials, so much more at animejamsession.com. And if you want to take this week's episode on the go and you want to check out some older episodes, you can find us on Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and Apple Podcasts. Just search Anime Jam Session and all the episodes will come up. Grab one, take a listen, and tell us what you think. Because these podcasting apps, you can leave reviews, so we do want to hear from you. So we really appreciate that. And don't forget to follow us on social media. YouTube.com/Anime Jam Session for our convention video coverage. Twitter.com for when we're going live, and links going back to our website. And Facebook.com when we have some articles going up, and you will check out some of our convention photo coverage as well. Plus, we tend to throw a couple of videos up there. If you check the nice little 30-minute conversation about cosplay and commissions and trademarks and all of that is up there, so definitely take that a good watch. And we appreciate the tips. Streamlabs.com/Anime Jam Session. Ko-fi.com/Anime Jam Session, and bits. Just cheer us. We appreciate that. Every little bit counts. So we're going to go around the room. Last words, Ari.
I found out last night as I was going to bed that the light on this camera is not contingent on actually using the camera itself.
Last words, Mako-chan.
I'm so excited I get to go tomorrow and get a tattoo.
Last words, Ichigo.
Well, I'll be back on Thursday at twitch.tv/strawberrypaperdoll sewing up a storm, and I hope to see you guys there.
My last words, I'm going to catch up with some YouTube videos, ice cream, and more Final Fantasy VII, because I'm looking forward to getting into For Honor, playing that, and then diving deep into Sakura Wars. So that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, new stories, more chaos, more derailing, and all that good stuff. So, I am Ranma.
I am Ari.
I'm Mako-chan.
And I'm Ichigagami.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Bye.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Oh, perfect. That is it. We're out of here. See y'all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on the show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it! For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com. and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!